Hello, friends. Welcome to Podcast Vault. The purpose of this channel is to give you a better listening experience through audiobooks and informative audio content. Whether you're short on time to read or on the go, knowledge is now just a click away. Make sure to watch this video till the end to find out what we have in store for you. If you like our effort, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, comment below and let us know what kind of content you'd like to hear more of. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your support. At Podcast Vault, every word is for you.
Today, let's dive into Kisan.AI, a game changer for Indian farmers. Kisan.AI, founded by Dr. Pratik Desai, uses AI to transform farming. Meet Dhenu, your digital farming companion offering real-time insights. From soil health to weather, Dhenu helps farmers make informed decisions. Kisan.AI's user-friendly app supports multiple Indian languages. Over 100,000 farmers empowered without any marketing. Impressive! With partners like Microsoft, Kisan.AI leads in agricultural innovation. Empowering farmers with AI, Kisan.AI is revolutionizing Indian agriculture.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We take the sources you share with us and really pull out the key insights, make things clear.
Get complex stuff engaging, yeah.
Exactly. So today, we're diving into something pretty exciting. Artificial intelligence in Indian agriculture. We've got a mix of sources. You sent articles, a really interesting YouTube interview, even some App Store details.
Right, and the mission for you, the listener, is basically to get a solid handle on what's happening now with AI in India's farms.
Yeah, what's the potential, but also what are the real hurdles?
And we'll be looking quite closely at one specific example, Kisan.AI.
Right, this AI-powered agricultural assistant. We have that YouTube interview with its founder, Dr. Pratik Desai, which is quite revealing.
And we'll also touch on government efforts, too, based on those PIB and Kochi Times articles you mentioned.
Okay, let's get straight into it then. What exactly is Kisan.AI?
Okay, so think of it as a very specialized AI helper. It's built just for Indian farmers. The YouTube interview makes it clear it's a startup using generative AI, large language models, but focused specifically on ag in India.
And what really jumps out, I think, is the accessibility focus.
Absolutely, that seems central.
The interview and also the Google Play Store listing, they both really hammer home the multilingual support.
Yeah, that's huge.
It launched with 9 major Indic languages. Let's see. Gujarati, Marathi, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Punjabi, Bangla, and Hindi.
Wow, 9 to start.
And they're planning to add more, like Assamese and Odia. Considering the sheer linguistic diversity in India, that just feels, well, essential.
It really does.
Yeah.
And how does that work in practice for the farmers?
Well, the interview stresses that it's mainly voice-based.
Oh,
So
wow.
picture a farmer maybe out in the field asking a question in, say, their own language, maybe Marathi, and then getting the answer spoken back to them in Marathi.
That voice interface plus the local language support,
Yeah.
that bypasses a lot of potential barriers, doesn't it?
Totally. Like literacy in a specific script or even needing much digital know-how beyond just talking to your phone.
Yeah, that's a potential game changer for many.
Dr. Desai actually calls it a co-pilot for farmers in the interview.
A co-pilot, I like that.
It's about giving them information, advice right when they need it.
And this is where it gets interesting comparing it to, say, general tools like ChatGPT or Google.
Exactly, because those are amazing for general stuff.
Right. Incredibly powerful.
But Kisan.AI is specifically trained on data relevant to Indian farming.
Like local crop varieties, soil conditions, weather patterns, even government schemes.
Precisely. So if a farmer asks, when should I plant this specific type of millet in my district?
Kisan.AI is much more likely to give a genuinely useful, tailored answer than a general AI would be.
And they've even developed their own LLM, haven't they? Called Dhenu.
Yeah, the founder mentioned that. It's bilingual Hindi and English, and they claim it's the first agriculture-specific LLM like this from India.
What does building their own model signal to you?
Well, it signals a really deep commitment, I think. They're not just using off-the-shelf tech, they're tailoring it.
Fine-tuning it for the specific nuances of Indian agriculture.
Exactly, which might get missed by more generic models. And this brings us to, the why. Why is this kind of AI needed so badly in Indian agriculture right now?
Well, the founder, Dr. Desai, talked about his motivation in the interview. He wanted to create AI and ML tools that farmers could actually use.
Moving away from high-tech stuff that just didn't translate to the ground level.
Right. He saw that disconnect.
And if you connect that to the Microsoft article we looked at, it mentioned this persistent digital divide.
Yeah, even though lots of people have mobile phones.
Accessing the right information is still a challenge.
Right.
Language barriers are a big part of it, and not everyone's comfy with complex apps.
So Kisan.AI, with its voice-first, multilingual approach, is trying to directly bridge that divide. The Microsoft piece highlights this too.
Putting vital info within reach, basically.
Regardless of literacy or tech savviness.
And what's really striking is the growth they've seen.
Oh yeah, the organic growth.
The founders said over 100,000 farmers reached just through word of mouth. No big marketing spend.
Microsoft mentioned that strong grassroots adoption, too. It really suggests it's solving a real problem for people, doesn't it?
It must be. And the interview also mentioned a 40% retention rate.
Which is pretty high. That means farmers aren't just trying it once, they're sticking with it.
Finding it genuinely useful. Apparently, they can get answers anytime, even late at night.
That convenience factor is huge.
The interview also gave some clues about who is using it most.
Right. Often farmers in tougher regions, maybe those who can't afford other fancy tech.
Exactly. He mentioned states like Chhattisgarh, parts of Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, some bits of Madhya Pradesh.
So it seems to be reaching demographics that could really benefit.
Yeah. Now, alongside these sort of startup efforts, what about the government? What are they doing with AI in agriculture based on those PIB and Krishi Times articles?
Well, the government's definitely involved too. They see the potential of AI and also IoT, the Internet of Things, to boost crop yields and ultimately farmer incomes. They've got several initiatives going.
Okay, like what?
A key one seems to be Kisan Mitra.
Ah, yes. That came up in the PIB, Krishi Times, and even the Drishti IAS source.
It's a voice-based AI chatbot specifically for farmers in the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme.
The financial support scheme.
Right. And again, echoing Kisan.AI, that multilingual support is crucial.
How many languages for that one?
The PIB says 11 regional languages. The portal itself lists Hindi, Bangla, Telugu, Marathi, Tamil, Odia, Malayalam, Gujarati, Punjabi, Kannada, and English.
Wow, okay, so similar broad language support.
And the scale is pretty massive.
Yeah.
Over 20,000 queries a day, according to PIBAN, and over 9.2 million answered so far.
That's a significant reach. Huge numbers.
Definitely. Then there's another government thing, a national pest surveillance system.
Right, using AI and machine learning for pest detection?
Exactly. The articles mention it covers 61 crops, identifies over 400 pests, it gives early warnings.
Which allows for quicker, more targeted action.
Right.
And it's used by, what, over 10,000 extension workers?
Yeah, that's the number mentioned. Plus, they're using AI analytics on field photos, combining it with satellite data for crop mapping and watching how crops respond to weather.
So pretty sophisticated, large-scale monitoring and planning tools there.
Yeah, so you've got these big government programs, and then the more sort of agile farmer direct tools like Kisan.AI.
It's an interesting mix.
Let's maybe dig back into Kisan.AI specifically. What features and benefits really stand out from, say, the Google Play Store info and the Microsoft piece?
Okay, yeah. Play Store listing is pretty clear. Multilingual support, again, front and center.
It was praised there.
It also stresses getting real-time info, like suggestions for profitable crops or the best time to plant specifically for your local area.
And comprehensive insights, right? Covering cultivation, pest control, soil health, irrigation, the whole life cycle.
Yeah, all that practical stuff. And that user-friendly voice interface is consistently highlighted. Accessibility again.
Makes sense.
And the benefits they push are pretty compelling. Making decisions based on data, not just gut feeling. The AI learning and getting better over time, and just getting answers faster, reducing that waiting time for farmers.
The Play Store even listed example questions, didn't it?
It did. Things like, when should I apply fertilizer?
Yeah.
How can I manage water better? Tell me about organic farming practices.
How do I deal with this pest? When's the best time to harvest?
All very practical day-to-day stuff farmers grapple with.
Definitely. And they're planning more features, too, it seems.
Yeah, expanding the knowledge base, adding personalized recommendations, maybe market insights, continuous improvement.
Which is vital. But we should also talk about the challenges, right? It's not all smooth sailing.
Absolutely not. That Microsoft article was a good reminder, despite all the mobile phones, that digital divide is still very real.
Internet access isn't uniform. Digital literacy varies wildly.
Exactly. And the Play Store reviews give you a bit of that ground truth.
Yeah, what did they show?
Well, lots of positive feedback on ease of use, the language support. People seem to like that.
Good.
But there's also at least one negative review pointing out crashing issues, slow performance, specifically in Telugu.
Ah, okay. Technical glitches.
Yeah. Though, to be fair, the developer responded, acknowledged bugs, said they were working on fixes, but it highlights that the tech needs to be robust and reliable.
True. And the founder in that YouTube interview also talked about broader startup challenges in India.
Right. Compared to the U.S., for instance. Things like customer acquisition being tougher because of income levels, price sensitivity.
And different views on business failure, too.
Yeah, that was interesting. And his point about really needing to find genuine product market fit.
Rather than just chasing growth for growth's sake.
That feels particularly relevant here. These AI tools have to genuinely solve problems for Indian farmers in their specific context.
Absolutely. So, okay, wrapping this up. What are the main takeaways from this deep dive?
Well, it's clear AI is definitely making inroads into Indian agriculture. You've got startups like Kisan.AI and these big government programs working in parallel almost.
And a key theme is breaking down those communication barriers.
Yeah.
The multilingual support is huge.
Yeah, bridging knowledge gaps, digital gaps, getting timely, relevant info to farmers.
The potential seems enormous, doesn't it? Empowering farmers with data, improving yields, making farming more efficient.
The potential is definitely there for better livelihoods, better resource management.
But, and it's an important but, we have to be realistic about the challenges.
For sure. Technology adoption takes time. Digital literacy needs to improve. And these tools have to be practical, reliable, affordable on the ground.
Getting that last mile right is crucial.
It really is. Which leads us to a final thought maybe for you, the listener.
Yeah.
Considering how fast this is moving, how do you see AI continuing to reshape farming in India?
Yeah.
For individual farmers, but also for the whole agricultural sector?
That's a big question. And maybe what other innovations, what other creative solutions might pop up to help farmers even more?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Something to think about.